everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
Due to the graphic and disturbing nature of the crimes discussed, listener discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm AJ Carey. The wonderful, smooth voiced is Stoner Sister's writing. That sister is Sam Rossi.
Yeah.
And
See, I even gave you something nice.
And this is a sick version of Killing 15 Minutes. God knows when this is going to air. We might not be sick when this airs, but boy, howdy,
are we sick now?
I'm a sick puppy. Bring back that catchphrase.
Yeah.
From the year one.
Some sick puppies and some shit.
Sam gives me just enough of the story for me to hang myself, and hopefully gives you that special itch to learn more.
Special itch.
Hey, you wrote itch, I put special in because that makes it sound
less
slightly creepier, actually.
It made it creepier, bro.
Sam is warning me now that this will be a topic I have an issue on. The British royal family. Do I have an issue with the British royal family?
Yeah, you don't like talking about them because Mama has drilled this into our head. We really know more about British history than we should.
Oh, that's not a problem, though. I don't have an issue with it. I just think it's funny that we know the royal lines more than U.S. presidents. I lose it around Taft.
Grover Cleveland. Well, maybe Taft. No, not Cleveland.
Anywho.
Sorry.
Born Anne Elizabeth Alice Louise, she was the second born to Princess Elizabeth and her husband, Prince Philip. Princess Anne was born at the Clarence House in London on August 15th, 1950. She was third in line until February 6th, 1952. That was the day her grandfather, King George VI, died. Did you really need to annotate 6th next to VI?
Yes, because when I was reading it, I couldn't actually see it differentiate. It looked like an N to me, and I had to fix it so that I wasn't freaking out when I was reading it.
Now, context-wise, do you think that I would go, who's King George the Nth? Or would I... Also, it'd be a backwards N. VI?
Oh, you're right. I don't know why I put 6. Next!
Causing the ascension of her mother on the throne. Being the second born with only one heir, that made Princess Anne the second in line of succession, behind her brother, Prince Charles. Boy, do we have some hindsight on that one.
Well, at the point of time, he was Prince Charles, because his mother was just made queen.
That is, until the birth of Andrew. Boy, do we have some hindsight on that one.
I wrote this long before he was arrested. And we're recording this after he was arrested, before he's ever actually, had trial. So,
and of course, Andrew no longer has a royal title, so he's no longer a royal, which was actually one of the positives about King Charles, I would say.
Well, I think Queen Elizabeth just could not bring herself to completely cut him off.
Well, yeah, it was
from
her
his
kid.
titles.
I mean,
yeah. However, she had no problem saying you don't work for me anymore, bitch.
No shit, because she's always been a stone cold bitch.
I miss Queen
But she
Elizabeth.
was a nice mommy. No, she wasn't.
Well, depending on which kid you talk to.
Anyways, this isn't royally 15 minutes, and we'll never do royally 15 minutes.
Now, you and I.
Princess Anne will be the first child of a reigning monarch to go to boarding school rather than be tutored at home. She was strong-willed and direct in nature. Sometimes she never grew out. Something she never grew out of. I caught myself. Hey, do you bring up her car?
Keep reading.
Okay. It's a stupid joke where anytime you bring up...
Just keep going.
In 1971, she won team gold at the European Eventing Championships at Burghley for her horse riding. She was one of the few royals to the BBC Sports Personality of the Year in 1971. On November 14th, 1973, Princess Anne married Captain Mark Phillips. Queen Elizabeth II offered Phillips an earldom. Princess Anne quickly turned that down, denying her children titles, which is something that Prince Edward also does with his boys. They don't have titles?
Nope. Prince Edward's kids and Princess Anne's kids are have their father's last name. They are not Mountbatten Windsors, so they legitimately have no titles.
But isn't that? Oh no, I'm thinking about King Charles's kids. Never mind. Will's and Harry.
Yeah, right now Harry is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in line, followed by his kids. But the other thing is that Andrew's the one who fought for his girls to have the title of princess.
Well, of course.
Yeah, they're staying out of the spotlight too.
Oh, so it's not just that they don't have titles, but it's the freedom that they're not the heir and the spare. It is literally, it's not that they don't have titles, it is they are not part of the system.
They could be part of the system, like...
in a way that the Secretary of Agriculture is technically part of the system of secession in the U.S.
Correct. That happens to usually be the...
is there a crime in this?
Yes, there is a crime in this. And it has the best line I have ever heard a royal say.
Okay, well, we're 8 minutes in, and she just had kids.
Just keep going.
On March 20th, 1974, Princess Anne and Captain Mark Phillips were leaving a charity event, heading back to Buckingham Palace by way of the Mall. Around 8:45 p.m., a white Ford Escort suddenly cuts in front of the Royal Rolls-Royce, stopping and blocking the car from leaving. Ian Ball came out of the car with 2 guns blazing. He shot Princess Anne's protection officer, Inspector Jimmy Beaton. Next shot was the chauffeur, Alex Callender. Callender, I
think.
Okay, it's the 2 L's that are throwing me off. Passerby Michael Hills was the first policeman on the scene. Well, that was lucky. And then he was shot. Not lucky. A journalist, Brian McConnell, tried to intervene. However, he was also shot for his efforts. Beaton continued to resist after being shot 3 times. Ball reached the car and ripped the door open, demanding Princess Anne to get out of the car. And in some famous words, and this is the only quote that Sam knows from the royal family, really? You don't know we are not amused?
Well, yeah, but I hear that in the Animaniacs. This I actually hear in Princess Anne's voice.
You don't think "Go to Hell, Charles" has ever been mentioned? And in some famous words, and this is the only quote that Sam knows from the royal family, Princess Anne looked Ball in the eyes and said, "Not bloody likely." Great line, right? Captain Phillips attempted to protect his wife. During the struggle, Phillips was struck back into the car. Ball again demanded the princess out of the vehicle. During the fight to get Princess Anne out of the car, Ronald Russell snuck up behind Ball. The former boxer struck the man in the back of the head, allowing him to restrain the man until police showed up. Jesus Christ, how many people were here?
Alright, so...
I'm assuming a lot of these were passerbys. We know that Beaton was a passerby.
Beaton is not a passerby, he's the inspector protector.
Really? Because you said passerby. Yeah, you literally said...
I thought Jimmy Beaton was the inspector.
Oh, sorry, you are correct. Passerby Michael Hills.
Yep,
I'm
he
sorry.
was a police officer off duty, so he was trying to get help.
I confused the two because he was an off-duty cop. Other passerbys were helping to keep Ball from escaping. I really don't like that I need to add prepositions into your shit.
I might get Grammarly just so I can stop that shit.
Armed police showed up to the scene quickly. Not quick enough. Apparently, like 5 people are shot and everyone's had their turn to 1v1 this dude. They took Ball away, got the injured to the hospital, and brought the royal couple home. Ian Ball was 26 years old and mentally ill. His plan was to ransom the princess off for £2 million, intending to destabilize the monarchy and gain notoriety. The police found a draft of a ransom note in the car, along with handcuffs and sedatives. Ball had several formal charges filed against him, mainly attempted murder, wounding with intent, attempted kidnapping, and of course we have a firearm charge. Quickly, it was found that Ball had acted alone and surveyed royal movements. He had written plans about wanting to embarrass and destabilize the monarchy. Even though Ball had plans, his behavior gave questions about his mental stability. Maybe he was just eating a lot of fucking Twinkies. The case was heard in the Old Bailey, the Central Criminal Court of England and Wales. Although Princess Anne did not get ordered to testify, nor was her husband, Captain Phillips. The chauffeur, Inspector Beaton, the bystanders, and medical experts did give their testimony. Multiple psychiatric evaluations are ordered. Doctors testified that Ball suffered from schizophrenia. Have we ever gone over schizophrenia?
No, I think at this point we really should.
I think we've kind of lampshaded it a lot because we talk about mental health. I never really want to focus specifically on schizophrenia because it's become so catch-all of a...
It really is a catch. It's like fibromyalgia. It's a catch-all diagnosis.
No, not even that. It's become a catch-all bad guy thing. You know what I mean? It's a catch-all. Schizophrenia equals will become psychopathic murder.
I get what you're saying.
And I personally don't like that, so usually we lampshade schizophrenia along with DID and many other borderline personality disorder. We try and not specify, at least me, I try not to specify which one because there is stigma towards it.
And I agree. However, I like to say which ones they're saying so that when you go looking at it further and you're like, yeah, I don't see how this guy had schizophrenia.
Well, that's also a very valid thing, too. Like, in this, I wouldn't even say it doesn't come off schizophrenic. I mean, mentally disturbed, definitely. But he had delusions and disordered thinking. But, you know what I mean?
But we don't know how bad the delusions were.
True, we're not looking at a case file of, he was actually hallucinating. He was saying that he was feeling that God was telling him to kill. Shit like that, where it's like, it's not just disordered thinking.
No, there's something usually there.
To be fair, it is also 1970s, and they know shit about fuck.
True story.
The defense argued diminished capacity and was insane and was not innocent. Basically, they weren't arguing that the act did happen, but why it happened, which should change the sentencing.
Intent,
which then leads to, it's sort of like, in murder, you have to have murderous intent, whereas everyone else, there's MasterCard. Or manslaughter. Damn, that would have been funny. For everything else.
It's manslaughter. Yeah.
That's a shirt right there. The jury found Ball guilty of the act, but not criminally responsible due to insanity. This is crucial. He was not set free. He is not sentenced to jail, but rather a mental health hospital without a time limit. Meaning that he will be there for life. He would be sent to Broadmoor Hospital, a high-security psychiatric institute. What's that hospital, Halloween? All Sam can think of is Arkham Asylum.
Belmore Hospital.
Oh, what's the hospital in? That would be Smith's Grove Hospital for Halloween.
No, I was thinking from Batman Arkham Asylum when they have the...
Then why'd you put Halloween here?
I might have been thinking both of them.
What's that hospital? Halloween? ? All Sam can think about is Arkham Asylum.
Oh, because I couldn't remember. Yes, you're right.
So yes.
Yes, you're right.
We've now wasted a minute.
Yeah, I got at it.
Ball has been denied release repeatedly over the years and remains at Broadmoor.
As was as I haven't looked. I didn't actually.
Well, you told me you finished the script last month, so
yeah. So I don't remember if he's dead or alive anymore. But yes, I wanted something non-criminal. Well, non-deathy. Nobody died. Everybody survived. All the passerbys that helped hold them back all got stars. or whatever the British equivalent to.
Also, you told me to keep reading. You did not bring up the fucking what is it, Pontiac Scimitar, the Ford Scimitar, whatever Scimitar. Princess Anne's got one of those. That was the car she was famous for. I don't know what the fuck she was driving. A Rolls Royce. No, it's the Scimitar. It's actually a really cool looking car.
It really is.
What fucking company made it?
Anyways, the reason they were in the
Reliant Scimitar.
The reason they were in the Rolls Royce limousine is they were coming from a charity event.
But when I said, "Oh, does this bring up Princess Anne's car?" The Reliant
No, you're
Scimitar.
right. You didn't say anything about the Scimitar. You're right.
You said keep reading. You thought I meant fucking Rolls Royce. Anyone can get a Rolls Royce. If you're a royal or an African drug lord or an African dictator or anyone who seems to be in the 1% of Americans that exist to exist and the rest of us seem to work for them, you can get a Rolls Royce. I really do have a comical alarm, don't I?
Oh my God.
It goes off at the right times to say suck to suck. Anyways, the point is, you know, Princess Anne used to have a Reliant Scimitar. I'm sorry. Okay.
She probably still has a Reliant Scimitar.
Isn't she dead?
No, Princess Anne's she's still Princess Royal. She's literally Charles' right-hand man. Which really pisses off Camilla. Princess Anne also looks after the next generation. She looked after Wills and Harry, and she's looking after...
She's 75 years old.
She's looking after George, Charlotte, and Louis. Louis. Oh, we gotta go.
Sorry, I just looked up some quick tips about Princess Anne.
What you got?
She's been married twice.
Yes.
Because right after Mark Phillips, Timothy Lawrence.
Yes, but she didn't have kids with him. I don't think. I know that she has two kids with the last name Phillips.
She also famously, apparently, I don't know, now we're just talking about Princess Anne, even though we're like 20 minutes into the record. I know, I have to edit. You get to edit. Fun fact, Princess Anne does not have to curtsy to Camilla.
Correct.
You know why?
Because Princess Royal is higher than Queen Consort.
No. Because Queen Elizabeth said that she didn't have to.
I didn't know that. I thought that because she's Princess Royal, she stands higher than Camilla. But Camilla should never have been Queen Consort. She should have just stayed as Princess. Or no, Duchess of whatever Duchess she's part of.
18 fun facts about Princess Anne.
All right, give me one more.
She's a style icon.
I could see that.
Reputedly Philip's favorite child, sharing his sharp tongue, irreverent wit, and athletic talent for 30 plus years before he became king. Apparently the majority of Britain thought that she would have made a better monarch, a better ruler than
Charles.
Which is fair, because, well, let's be clear, I don't think...
However, here's the thing. You cannot retroactively active this line of succession. So when Queen Elizabeth made it where when women could be... Girls can inherit... Females can inherit the throne. She couldn't retroactively make it where her daughter be able to do so.
Why'd you say females instead of women?
Because a young girl can be made queen. Technically.
True.
In all technicalities, because of previous...
And men can be queens if they want.
If they want to be queens, they're not going to be running the freaking... They cannot be queens anymore.
Freddie Mercury had more power than the royal family.
Freddie Mercury was more liked than the royal family, and probably still.
I didn't say I was bigger than Jesus. I just said I was more popular. Anyways. That was a little Beatles humor for you. Anyways, anything you'd like to say? Yes, assassins are stupid, and I
thought it was a
good assassinations rarely happen. We've had 3 attempts on our fucking asshole.
I'm not sure how he keeps surviving these things. Why is the Secret Service letting this happen?
Well, here's the thing, though, Sam. The three that are, the one, we're all fucking Republicans and Trump supporters. Why do they keep taking shots at him? Because they're probably being told to. And instead of taking the bait of going, wait, I don't want to die for this asshole, they keep going and getting shot.
Not wrong. Anyways, but I thought this would be a nice non-murdery.
This was actually very nice. It was very fun. It was very light.
And after editing Epstein, this tells you how far out we are for when, when I get to this. After editing Epstein, this has been a very nice, relaxing, calm, attempted murder.
And the plus side, you got to talk about the cool royal, the royal, instead of her brother.
I have no issue. I like Princess Anne because of
her moxie.
Yeah,
she wore pants.
There's that too, and a nice, very nice uniform. She to me, she is what you aim to be if you want to uphold the standards around you. Charles is doing what he can. But you know what? He did wait almost 80 years to be able to get his job, so...
In fairness, ever since... He's had quite a globe to inherit from his mother.
Yeah.
I know it's only royals and they don't do a shit ton.
But they do help with the morale of the country.
There is no morale in the globe's morale right now is China actually looks kind of good.
You're not wrong.
I'm AJ Carey.
I'm Sam Rossi. Later, y'all.
Please edit out all the fucking political talk.
Keep on carrying on.
C-A-R-E-Y. Because
Carry On Production.